welcome family. Extra video. I plan to come back on the 21st of every month and give you my lock update because I started my second set of locks on October 21st and today is November 21st. It has been 1 month and I can't believe that much time has passed, but let's get right to it. Look at my installation video. This set of locks were started with Interlocks. This is the back. These are my second set of locks, so if you watch some older videos, and I'll link one down below, you can see what my first set of locks look like. So that was started with box braids, really small box braids, and eventually I ended up combining those to get them to the size that you see in my mature locks. This set was started with Interlocks, and I'll link the video for that down below, but I want you guys to take a look at what they look like. The major difference that you will see is that there's not as much scalp showing as what you saw in my installation video. And that's largely because of the new growth that I have had. I plan to semi-freeform these locks. With my first set, I used to interlock the roots, and eventually I decided that I liked how it looked better to just let, you know, them come in and mat up and transform without me doing much. The only thing I would do would be to separate them because the roots like to kind of join together as your locks mature. That's not happening yet. I'm not up to that yet. So at this point, I don't have to do anything. But the interlocking really was just to create these sections. After this, I'm just letting my hair do its own. This is a bottle of Giovanni Direct Triple Tingle Tea Tree and water in a squirt bottle. I pour the shampoo into the water to dilute it, and I use the squirt bottle to help me get it all over my scalp. And you know, I tend to squeeze a little harder than I should, so this is a fiasco. But typically this is not something that I would do in the morning. This is something that I would do in the afternoon, and it's really to treat my flaky scalp. My scalp has been healthy for years, but toward the end of my whole wash and go situation with the low fro, my scalp flaked up really horribly, and going into these baby locks, it's been a real struggle to leave them alone so that they could do what they need to do, but still wash my scalp enough so that it stays healthy. And I found that this method of using the squirt bottle works really well. If I don't squirt too hard and get the water everywhere like I'm doing right now. I think I was squeezing a little too hard. But I then cover my head up with a stocking cap. And interlocks don't generally unravel, but I have a really silky, loosely curled texture of hair around my nape and just above my ears where the hair is really short. And I found that in the beginning, when I tried to wash my hair without the stocking cap, I found that some of them unraveled and I had to interlock a couple of them all over again. But what I do to treat my scalp is I wet that so that it doesn't soak up all of the shampoo. I put it on my head wet. So I think that was a size 4 to 6 kid tights or a medium. I got it from Walmart. I put a plastic cap over it and I just let it sit so that I get all that tingle action on my scalp. But leaving my hair alone has been the name of the game. And now that the roots are starting to grow out and the really short parts stick out in every direction, and I want to keep my hands out of my head, and I want to keep styling to a minimum so that I can just let my hair do its own thing so that these locks can have the best chance they can possibly have. I do a lot of wraps, you guys. I went to the store. I bought infinity scarves to add to my massive scarf collection. I'm a big scarf person. But my favorite are this thing that I made. I made it out of a t-shirt that I cut up. So be sure to watch my video on Saturday where I talk about how I made this. But I basically keep my head covered all of the time because
you guys, I'm sure, have heard it all before, that the locking process is a lesson in patience and waiting it out, because the locks happen when all the shed hair does its thing of bundling up, matting up, tangling up with your own hair, and everything tightens up. And you know, there's a more scientific way of explaining it, but it's basically a waiting game of accumulating enough shed hair for that magic to happen. And so I like to do no harm. So I've been having a lot of fun with these wraps and these hats, and I just couldn't be happier that I chose to do this. So I'm looking forward to coming back on the 21st every month and updating you guys on what is going on with my locks. Be blessed.